Hello everyone, and welcome to the Relationships Come First course. FIRST stands for the Formula for Improving Relationship Success Tools. And over the next 6 sessions, we're going to be looking at the 3 keys to creating harmonious relationships from 2 different perspectives. And I am Jody Johnston Powell. I'm a licensed social worker, certified family life educator, and I will be your host for this series. However, I am also inviting and involving some of our founding experts on the Relationship Tool Shop who are already familiar with some of the material, particularly the Universal Blueprint, and how to apply that in certain types of relationship. So let me share just a little bit with you about what we're going to be covering. We're going to be taking a look at not just getting along in relationships, and we're talking about all kinds of relationships, but ultimately what we're really going to look at is healing relationships and creating the kinds of relationships that you want. We're going to take a look at 3 main areas from 2 different perspectives. And those 3 main areas are taking a look at the role that our mind plays, which is our thoughts, our beliefs, and our logic. And the first way we're going to look at that in this tool set is from our belief system with the Keep Your Cool tool set. The second area we're going to take a look at is the body connection, which is your emotions, feelings, and actions. And we're going to take a look at that both from the Keep Your Cool tool set perspective of anger and stress management, but also your response in using the Universal Blueprint. And then we're also going to take a third look at a third area, which is spirit, and that's using intuition, universal energy. We can create any kind or put any kind of label on that we feel comfortable with, that feels in sync with our maybe religious values or our spiritual beliefs. So I'm going to be approaching it. Actually, there's a lot of physics and a lot of science behind energy, but a lot of us, when we experience that, will often describe that using spiritual or religious terms that are comfortable for us. So I'll use some of those terms interchangeably, or take one approach, and I want you all to feel comfortable with how you interpret that and how you put that into use in your own life. Like everything I do, I present it from a universal standpoint, usually research-based. Very little of it is my own opinion, although I may certainly share my experience, and those of you who are on this will also be able to share your experiences. And that part of the course is really going to be from the Inner Secrets of a Stress-Free Life course. So we're actually going to look at mind and body twice. We're going to look at it first from the Universal Blueprint perspective, and then we're going to kind of flip everything, rearrange things a bit, and in the second half we're going to take a look at it from a whole different level. I worded this in terms of modules rather than weeks because we may get through more than one module in a week. So what I have planned is part 1 is we're going to look at those practical tools for responding to relationships. And these are the processes that pretty much take place in your conscious mind. So it will be the module 1 today. We're going to look at building healthy relationships. We're going to take a look at the domino effect that those of you who have read the Keep Your Cool tool set in Parents Tool Shop are familiar with. And we're going to take a look at the first 2 steps of that, which are taking a look at our beliefs and emotions. The emotional piece of that is keeping our cool. The second module then goes into when you're ready to respond, then you are going to use the Universal Blueprint. And I'm going to break that into 2 modules. One is we're going to take a look at how to identify the type of problem, and we're going to learn the Universal Blueprint for adult relationships. We're actually going to look at it from 2 different perspectives. There's really 2 major kinds of relationships, of adult relationships, and so we'll take a look at that. Module 3, once we know what type of problem we're facing, then we're going to learn how to respond based on the type of relationship that it is. And so you'll learn the effective response formula to use and 5 of the best 5-star tools to use. Then that pretty much wraps up what we often do on a conscious level. Then we're going to go to part 2. We're going to actually look at that domino effect in a different order, in a different way, kind of flip it on its end, and then we're going to start taking a look at what really happens under the surface, more on the subconscious level. We're going to take a deeper look at beliefs. We're going to be focusing on what kind of a vision you have for the relationships in your life, what you would like them to be. And then we're going to talk about how to reprogram those belief systems or anything that may be getting in the way of you having the relationships that you would really like to have. Module 5, we're going to take a deeper look at emotions. You're really going to understand what's really happening in your body and on an energetic level with your emotions and what effects that causes in your life and what you're seeing in your life, particularly in your relationships, but you'll be able to apply this to any area of your life. And then the 6th module, we're going to take a look at tools for healing relationships. This is where we get a little bit more into some of the more spiritual aspects, intuitive, universal energy, and some of the techniques that utilize that energy or allow that, make a space, that sacred space for that kind of healing and spiritual work to occur. Because that's the role that we play in that. And so we'll explore that a little bit more. Towards the end of the entire course, I think it will already be obvious to you, but we'll also talk about how you will be able to apply everything that you've learned in this course to any area of your life, including financial freedom, perfect health, all the things that you're going to learn, particularly in the second half, you really can use to improve any area of your life, not just relationships, although that's what it is that we'll be focusing on.